Hi and welcome to my channel. So today we will be doing wear test of a foundation. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. I think everybody already know this foundation, but I want to see how it's gonna work on a really textured skin like mine, because most of the foundation they're gonna look perfect on smooth, like perfectly smooth skin, but how it's gonna look on a skin like that? I have 2 pimple patches today to make his job even harder. Also, we're gonna check this sponge. This is the Revolution Ultimate Powder Sponge, and this sponge is more like the kind of velvety sponge. Like the texture is not like normal sponge, but more like velvety sponge. So we're gonna do wear test of this foundation, and we're gonna do 2 sides, one with this sponge and one with normal sponge. This is the Real Techniques the Miracle Complexion sponge. So we're gonna do the both sides, and also after we're gonna put a foundation, we're gonna put powder with the sponge. I will prime my face, I will wet the sponge, and we will see. I hope this color gonna be good match. It looks okay, but I'm afraid it's gonna be too dark. But like the lightest shade of this foundation with like natural or warm undertones, because I'm going in between. Like my skin undertone is olive with yellow green undertone, and this undertone looks exactly like mine. Like you see, there's like, this is the shade Creamy Vanilla, and it's supposed to be warm shade, but I see in it like the greenish tone. So can you see how undertone is good match? But I don't know if it's not gonna be too dark. But the lighter shade before this one was like completely pale me. So finger crossed it's gonna be good. I think this packaging is the old packaging. In this shade there was not new packaging, the one that have black gradient on the top. But we will see how it's gonna be and how it's gonna work. I will prime my face with this MUA Pro Base Hyaluronic Acid Jelly Primer, because I know this primer very good, and I know it's working really good with the sponges, and I know how it's gonna like look on my face with different foundation I know. So for a second I will prime my face and I will come back to you. Okay, I primed my face. I wet the sponge and it gets really big. The Real Techniques sponge is a little bit more squishy, but this one is still soft. It's not like dense. It's still really soft. And the texture is really like, you can feel the velvety finish of the sponge. Okay, now we will take the foundation. So the foundation is supposed to be foundation plus concealer in one. It's medium to full coverage, lightweight, all-free formula, long wear, water resistant. So we will take a bit on my hand. It seems a bit darker, but I think we can make it work. Like, yeah, it actually can be like, it's looking too dark in the bottle, but I think it's actually not too dark. This sponge is supposed to be like mixed in between a sponge and a brush, so it's supposed to give more full coverage finish than regular sponge, but give like this melt into the skin effect that the sponge gives. I don't need like maximal full coverage today. You can still see a bit peeking through. I will try to cover it more, see if it's buildable, because I'm not gonna use concealer except of like highlighting today, because my face is gonna be a bit flat, but I can feel it's really good match. Yeah, it's gonna be good match. I'm so happy because I want to love this foundation. Yeah, it's like if I dab it here, you cannot see any foundation. Okay, that's a really good match. I wanted to love it because like so many people rave about it, but I cannot love foundation that is not good match with my skin. We will do the same amount, so I did like half the pump, and we will do the same thing. So I will spread it a bit on my face. And then I will use a sponge to dab it in. Okay. I think I used the same amount. I hope so. So now this regular Real Technique sponge. I already can see that it's not spreading that good. See this and see this, like it looked more patchy, even if I start to blend it faster than the other side. And if there's left, we will see if there's less coverage. I already can also see, like, see this side, like there is place like here when the sponge didn't put foundation, and here everything is blended seamlessly, like really seamlessly. I'm sorry for my cats, but I cannot do anything about them. So here's how it look like. I don't think there's too much, like, okay, bit more coverage on this. Yeah, it's a bit more coverage because you can see here, you can see more redness than here. But I can see it like blends better into my skin, and yeah, less foundation left on my hand. Like I need to put a bit more. Yeah, really there's less coverage in here. So the sponge would be like, if you don't care about full coverage, I will finish it with the sponge because I just better like the finish when I did it with the sponge. I will put some more to just get some more coverage on the places where I feel I need it. Now I'll dab that with the other sponge. Yeah, I like the other sponge better. Yeah, definitely I like the other sponge better. And also, those pimple patches are the dots for spots. And I must say, when I came to show my fiance that I have pimple patches on my face, he literally looked at my face and he asked where. And when I showed him, oh, one is here, and he was like, really? Like, okay, I couldn't see them. If you wouldn't show me, I couldn't see them. So like, if you want something that gonna protect your skin, help your pimples to heal, but it's not gonna be like abuse, and even, you know, this pimple was so big and raised, and now when I put the pimple patch on it, it's like it's became more flat. So if you want something like that, like I highly recommend those for spots because they are really like, you can see them. You can even put foundation on them. You see, I had them here and they didn't lift. They still there. They are a bit shiny, but we will put a bit more powder on them, and I promise you they're gonna be like invisible. Okay, so the foundation is done. So now I will do some cream contour. I will put some concealer to highlight my face. And I will get back to you once it's done and do the close-ups again with a powder on my face, because you know it's still important how it's gonna look powdered down. This is the powder I'm gonna use. This is the Primark blurred out because I trust this powder. I know how it looks like and I know how it's holding on foundation. So I will now do a close-up and get back to you once I'm done. So here's how my face looks like now. It looked pretty flawless, I must say. The pores are blurred. The nose, like it's creamy foundation, so it's gonna stick really well. So if you have any texture, it's gonna be good for you. My nose, as you can see, like I always have problem with my nose, especially with liquid foundations, and this look pretty good. It's sinking a bit into this wrinkle, but it's really normal. So you can see everything is pretty covered. It's not full coverage. I would need to build this up to full coverage, but this is completely fine for me. This is the side with the velvety sponge from Revolution, and this is the regular sponge side, so you can see there is less coverage here, but it's still pretty good. So I finished the rest of my face. I must say this is really good for the sponge, is really good for foundation, but I didn't like it for applying something on top of foundation like the contour, because I don't know how much you can see here. It made like the dry texture here when I applied something with normal sponge. When I blended something with normal sponge, it didn't get that like dry texture. But here when I tried to blend, like highlight with the sponge, it gave that dry texture, I think, because it have this texture, so it's gonna make a texture on the skin. But like this texture push foundation deep into the pores, and it looks beautiful, but on top of foundation it's not working the best. But I will try it now for a powder. I put powder on it, and I just gonna work that in, and I will do this side, the powder on this side, like I would normally do with a puff. So just like on my T-zone, on the most dry places, on my chin, just somewhere where I know the powders are not holding good and the foundation not holding good, when the oil starts to peek through, and I just want it to hold the best that it can. I will do a bit under my eyes. I will take a little bit more, work that in again, and I will do my forehead, like, you know, the texture places, the most oily places. I will do now powder puff just to compare, and I will do the same thing. I even feel that with a puff I need to use more powder, but this side I will try to do them the same. So I will put a bit more, just a little bit more powder on this side, because I really like that, but I just want them to match. This side you could see like have still some shine, and it gave more natural finish, like not that flat matte finish, just more natural. And I like them more, but I just want them to match. They look the same. That's why I put more on this side, and now it's look the same. When I put a bit more on this side, you can see they both are matte. Now I will powder the rest of my face. I will finish my face and I will get back to you. I will tell you what time is it now. When I finish foundation, it's 1 p.m. I'm sure I'm gonna wear it for about 9 hours, but it might be 10 hours, so we will see. This is how my skin looking right now. It's looking really good. It's not looking powdery. This side was with a puff, this side was with this new sponge, and you can see it's looking more natural. Here is some dryness, but it's because of the application, the highlight with this new sponge. Overall, I really like how it looks. See you in a minute. So I finished off the rest of my makeup. I think this foundation looks so good that now, like when my skin is more dry, I even better like it than the Airbrush Flawless foundation, I think. But I need to try Airbrush Flawless with this velvety sponge because it makes such a good job with applying foundation that I think I will get like the spare ones and I will use them except for the normal sponge. I better like this sponge, like it makes my makeup look so flawless and full coverage, like fuller coverage at the same time than a sponge. It's sinking less product. You can actually see that the product is on the surface. Like with normal sponge, the product is sinked in, like you can see it's all dirty, and here product left on the surface. So I think I like to use this sponge. This is how my skin looks right now. It still looks like skin, but better. You know, it's a fuller coverage, so you can see like here the foundation, you can see on a drier patches that there is something on the face, but at the same time it's looking so beautiful. I will see you guys in a few hours. I will try to do a few check-ins today, like not the only final one after this 10-9 hours, but I will try to do more of a check-ins today. Overall, my thoughts right now, I love this and I love this. I love both of these products. I will use a sponge with every my foundation from now on, and I will try it with different foundations, but I think like this type of sponge gives this foundation so much. Hello, I wanted to show you how my face looks like now. It's now 5 p.m. so it's been 4 hours since I'm done with makeup. So this is how my skin looks after 5 hours. It's not much more shiny, maybe just a little bit, but you can see it start to like breaking up a little bit. Maybe you can see it, maybe no. It starts breaking up a little bit on the places where I have more texture. My forehead is fine, it's looking really good. Like the bronzer and the blush are still there. I lose a bit of coverage here, as you can see, but I think I would powder down it now if not wear test, so it's completely fine. It's been now 7 hours of wearing this foundation. My skin looks shiny and more oily, but it's not looking like excessive oily. It's looking more glowy, but not in the way I would feel bad about it. Like I think I could go out with this makeup and just feel like normal. Yeah, just few hours makeup, but it's still okay. So as you can see, oils peeks through. I lose some of the coverage of this foundation. It's not looking too dry, not looking too bad. I just grabbed my camera again because I was looking at my face like only in viewfinder, and I remember when I look at it like after this 4 or 5 hours, so previous check-in, it was looking like quite dry in some places, like here and here. But now I grabbed mirror and I go to better lighting that I have here, and it's looking so good. Like, okay, the loose coverage, yes, a little bit, but it's looking even better than after 4 or 5 hours. It starts looking more natural. It starts looking less like, you know, dry. It's just looking again that good. Like after I apply it, even better, despite the fact the coverage fact, it's looking even better, even more natural, even more like, you know, just like healthy skin. See this, like, it's looking so good now. So much skin-like. Okay, it had some less coverage, but it's looking so skin-like. I'm really impressed. So it's the last update today. It have been 9 hours since I applied this foundation and finished the makeup. So how it's looking like? It's looking like oily. Not something, still not something too much. I would definitely powder it down or blot it down with some blotting papers, but overall it's looking even better than in my 7-hour check. So it started to get like a bit oily, a bit drier, maybe powdery, like in the 4-hour check, and then it starts looking better when my natural oil starts peeking through. I would blot this down just with my finger or just with blotting papers, because I feel there's much oils on my face, like there are so many oils. I will blot down this side so you can see it now, like this is more oily side, and this is looking so good now, and it's really like starts looking better and better during the day. This is the oily side. You can see, like, you see my pores. You can see that it lost some of the coverage. Even on my chin you can see already the redness, and here when I blot it down you still can see the redness. You know, it's losing much of the coverage, but it's looking good, and it's not looking crusty, it's not looking dry. now you can see almost my bare face here, like only on my chin, I think. Anywhere else it's looking good. I need to do like side by side comparison with the Charlotte Tilbury, because I don't even know now if I like this foundation better than Charlotte Tilbury, so I will do a long wear this. Maybe I will do a reels on Instagram, like, or you know, in the stories, something like I will show you how it's looking like, and my final thoughts about what my favorite foundation is now. And I think it may be this one. I don't know yet. I'm sure now that it's my favorite drugstore foundation. I'm sure now. I think it's better than the L'Oreal serum, tinted serum, the True Much New tinted serum. I know it's better. Now I like it better. We will see how it's gonna work with the Charlotte Tilbury, but maybe even it's my favorite foundation overall. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. So I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. It means much to me, because I can see that the videos, what type of videos you like, guys, what I should film, what I should show you, like what's the best thing for you to watch. And if you like to see more of my videos and get updates on what I'm doing on new videos I'm posting, subscribe to my channel and show me some support with it. If you have any suggestions, if you have any questions for me, leave a comment. And see you guys in the next one. Bye.